everyone, we are back again with our latest video on SQL tutorial Ebikacho by Ebikacho Groups. And this is day 11 set 0.1 of 30-day SQL interview question series. And this particular video is going to be loaded on 14th May 2025. Okay, and for back few days we are not loading any videos because we are in some important work for some personal work. So don't worry about that. This particular series will continue from today. Okay, now without any delay, let's move on to the first question of today's video. And in this video also, we are going to discuss first the query based question, and then after that, we will move on to the theoretical questions. And today we are going to discuss very means tough questions that are asked to people with experience level of around 3 to 10 years of experience level. Okay, now move on to the first question. So first question what we have. So number one is the write a query to display customer grouped by their age bracket, example 20, 30, 30, 31 or 40, etc. Okay, so basically what we need to do here, we need to display the customers grouped by their age bracket column. So age bracket column first we need to derive, and then after that we need to group our result set by this particular column. So this is a very good question, and these are mostly asked questions. Okay, now let's move on to SSMS and first check the customer table that will be used for this particular set, and then after we will move on to the execution of each queries one by one. Okay, so we have already created this customer table in our database SQL interview. So expand the tables, and then here you will see dbo dot customers table we have. Now do a select top 1000 rows. Okay, so here you can see we have the customer ID, we have names of the customers, then we have the age, then email ID we have with different domain names. Okay, then we have the city, like different cities we have. Then we have the region. So region wise cities, region is the parent for city, because here you can see region we have north, west, east, south, and like that. Then we have the total purchase, means total spending of the customer, total purchases what these customers have made. Okay, and then we have the created date when this particular purchase has been taken place. Okay, this is clear about the data. Now move on to the first question. Now paste this question here and then check what it is telling. So it is telling to display customers grouped by their age bracket. Okay, so basically first of all we need to create age bracket based on this particular age, like 2030, people between age between 2030, then 2030 will be the bracket, 30 to 31 to 40, then that will be a next bracket. Okay, now how to write the query for this? So the final query for this will be like select name, we will select. Okay, and then comma, we need to create the bracket, age bracket for the customers. Okay, so for that we will use the case statement. Okay, and basically what to use in SQL queries, the major part is understanding the question, and then after that which clause you are going to use, which method of SQL we are going to use, that is the major part. Okay, these two parts if you understand, then you can resolve any query based question in SQL, because SQL is not that much tough, but it is a very mandatory thing. Okay, because SQL, if you don't know SQL in today's world, then it will be very difficult for you to make a good career in IT sector itself. Okay, so the query for this will be like select name, we will select, then the table name we will mention, so that intelligence will work for us, as you know. Okay, so select name, then we have the case statement. So case, what will be the case? So case when age between 20 and 30, then we need to mention in quotes 20 to 30, because this age bracket we will consider as character data type. Why? Because this is a name of some column, like that you can consider name of some column or name of some criteria, like 2030 is a bracket. Okay, now then the next will come like when age between 31 and 40, then the bracket will be 31 dash 40. Okay, and the last one we will mention one more, like one more bracket we will mention, and then after that we will keep it as 51 plus. Okay, now when age between 41 to 41 and 50, then the bracket will be like 41 dash 50. Okay, and then else 51 plus 51 plus. Okay, and as age bracket, age underscore bracket ket. Okay, CKET, and this is the first part of the query. Okay, now what kind of result it is providing? First execute this and check. So here you can see we are getting age bracket wise all the customer names. Now we need how many customers are existing in each bracket. Okay, so for that what we need to do, we need to consider this particular query as a derived table, and on top of that we will do our query. So select what we need the age bracket, select age bracket, comma, we need the count of names, count of name, then from where, from this particular query, then make it as a derived table by mentioning a, and then group our result set, group by age bracket, because we need our result set by age bracket. Okay, and this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer for this particular question. So here you can put a alias also as number of customers, number of customers, STOMERS. Okay, so this is the final query. Now execute this and check the output. So see here, you can see we are getting age brackets and age bracket wise number of customers. So 20 to 35, 31 to 46, and similarly 41 to 54. Okay, this is clear, and this is a very important question. This must come in the interviews for people who have experience around 3 to 10 years of experience. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have, and if any question you didn't understand here, then let us know in the comment. We will try to make you understand in the comment itself, or else if needed we will create a separate video for that also. Now the second question, how to find the average purchase amount of the top two highest spending customers in each region. So this is a very good question. So basically here what we need to do, here we need to first find out the top two highest spending customers in each region, and then after that we need to find out the average amount, average of that particular region wise customers. Okay, top two highest spending customers. So how to write the query for this? So for this we need to use the windows function, and for windows functions, if you need to deep dive into windows function, then we have a detailed video on our channel. That link you will get in this video description, or also you can go and search to our channel, because we have multiple videos for important concepts, and these videos are detailed videos. Okay, so the query for this particular question will be, so first of all we need to find out top two highest spending customers in each region. Okay, so select what we need, region we need. So first mention the table name so that intelligence will work. So from customer table, customers table, and then select region, comma, then what we need, total purchase, and then we need to provide a dense rank. Dense rank, what it will do, it will provide ranking to each of the purchases. Okay, region wise. So dense rank, dense underscore rank, we missed the comma here. So dense rank, then open and close parenthesis, then over and partition by PRTITION, partition by region, partition by region, and then order by total purchase, and order will be in descending order. Why? Because we need the top two highest spending customers. So order by total purchase descending, and mention it as rank. Okay, this is a three-part question and very important question. Okay, so this is the first part. Now first execute this and check what output we are getting. So we are getting, you can see, total purchase wise descending, total purchase descending wise ranking we are getting. So what we need, top two. So for top two, for each region we need the first and second ranks. Okay, so this east has only single customer, so one is coming only, and then north 1 and 2, then for south 1 and 2 we need. So first of all extract the records that we need here. So now select star from what, from this particular query. Select star from this A, and what we need, where r and k should be less than 3. Okay, means r and k should be 2, 1 or 2. And this is the second part. Now execute this first. Then here you can see all the top 2 spending customers detail we get region wise. Okay, now we need to find out the average of total purchase, okay, as per region. So write the query for that. Select region, 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 comma, average of total purchase. Total purchase we can copy from here. Average of total purchase as ATP, average total purchase. Okay, from where? From this particular query. So mark this particular whole as a derived table. Now B. Okay, and then group our result set, group by region, because we need the average of total purchase region wise. Okay, and now this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer for this particular question. So you have seen, like, this particular question is a good question and a tough question. So if you know any other method than this, then you can let us know in the comment section also. Okay, so here you can see in east we have this particular average salary, central we have this, east we have this, north we have this, south we have this, and similarly for west we have this. Okay, now move on to the next question. So you can take the screenshot for this particular solution also if you need to refer it later. Okay, now the third question. So how to calculate the percentage of customers for each region? Okay, so basically what we need to find out here. So here you need to find out total percentage of customer for each region. Okay, so the total for, percentage, how we will find out? So first of all we need the count of customers each region wise, and then after we will multiply it to 100 by total count of customers in the customer table. That is the formula for finding out the percentage. Okay, now the query for this will be like, copy this question, and this is a very good question and a tough question also, so people with a good experience level will get this particular question. Okay, something around 4 to 19 years of experience. Okay, so how to calculate the percentage for customer for each region? Okay, so first of all write the query for this directly. Okay, so select what we need. So select, we need the region. Select region. Okay, first the table name we will mention from customer table. So select region, region, then we need count of a star, and then this particular count of star will come as a region wise count of employees. Okay, then this particular need to be multiplied with 100, and then divide this particular output to total count of customer table. Total count of customer table we will find by using the sub query. And if you need to deep dive into sub query, then we have a detailed video on sub query, like how sub queries are working, what are the types of sub queries, and where to apply the sub queries. All details are mentioned there. Then you can refer that particular video also after completing this set. Okay, so the sub query we need to write, select count of star from customer table. Okay, so what it will return? It will return us the full count of customers in that particular table, customer table. Okay, so now count star into 100 by select count star from customers, and this will be our percentage as percentage value. Okay, this is clear, and this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer. But first of all we need to group our result set by region, because region wise percentage of customer we need. Okay, so group by region. Okay, now execute this, and this is the final query that you need for this question. So here you can see for central we have 20% of customers, east we have 6% of customer, north we have 20%, south we have 26%, and similarly for west we have 26%. Okay, so this is clear, and these are very important question and can be asked very easily. Okay, now move on to the next question. So fourth question we have, and this is a very simple question. So write a query to find all customers whose email contains the domain @abcacho.groups, abcachogroups.com. Okay. So for this, what we need to use, you can write into the comment also. So we need to use the wildcard operator or like operator, you can say. Okay. So this is a very simple question and can be asked with the beginners also, or people with around three years of experience. They can also face this question to check your knowledge on the basics of SQL, how much you have the knowledge. So for the query for this will be like select star from customers table where, and then here you need to write email, where email like, and then the modulus sign will come both before and after, because we are searching for a certain availability of certain character in that particular email. Okay, in that particular column. So this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer for this particular question, and this is a very simple question. So select a star from customers where employee like where email like abcachogroup.com. Now execute this and check. So here you can see we are getting all the customers who have the domain name as abcachogroup.com. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have, next we have the fifth question. So how to retrieve the year to date total purchases for each customer. So this is basically a simple question, but understanding this question is a bit tough. Okay, because what language it is providing, so that you need to understand what it is, this particular question requires from you. So what this question requires, so this question is telling like retrieve the year to date total purchase of each customer. Means what is the total purchase of each customer from the beginning of this year till today. Okay, that is the main thing, year to date. Okay, so the query for this will be like select, then here we need the name because we need customer wise total purchase. So first mention the table name so that intelligence will work for us. So select from customers, what we need to select, name comma sum of total purchase spelling we will find out from here. Now total purchase, sum of total purchase as total purchase. Okay, and then we need customer wise total purchase. So first of all we need year to date. So here you need to first write the where clause, where what the last column name, where created date, where created date between starting of the year like 2025 01 till today. So we need to use the get date, and get date will provide the data type of date time, so we need to cast it to date. So this and cast get date, as date. Okay, and now we need to group our result set, group by name. Okay, and this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer for this particular question. So what we are doing here, we are selecting the names and the total purchase, sum of total purchase. So for each customer what is the total purchase, and then we are checking for the date, created date between starting of the year till today, and then grouping our result set by name. So execute this and check the final output. So here you can see for these customers these are the total purchases. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have, so now we have the theoretical question. So now we will increase our screen length so that it will be visible to you properly. Okay, now start with the sixth question, theoretical question. So define constants in SQL Server. And this is a very important question that can be asked to any experience level people, because the questions are basics of SQL. And if you need to deep dive into constants, then we have a detailed video on our channel on constants, SQL constants, that you can go and check. Okay, so the answer for this will be, so you need to provide the exact definition if they are asking for a what define constant in SQL Server. So the answer for this will be, a constant in SQL Server is a rule enforced on a table columns to maintain data integrity and prevent invalid data entry. Okay. Now constants ensure that values adhere to specified requirements such as uniqueness, referential integrity, allowed ranges and default values. Common types include primary key, foreign key, unique, not null, check, and default. These are the types of constants. Okay. Now move on to the next question. So next what we have, the seventh question. So what do you understand by data integrity in SQL Server? And this is a very important question for the perspective of relational database also, you can say, not even SQL, complete relational database. Okay. So the answer for this will be data integrity in SQL Server refers to the accuracy, consistency, and reliability of data stored in a database. So these 3 points are very important to mark in this particular question: accuracy, consistency, and reliability. So data integrity will be like this. Will maintain this accuracy of the data, consistency of the data, and reliability of the data. Okay. Now it ensures that data remains valid and uncorrupted throughout its life cycle. So SQL Server maintains data integrity through various constants like primary key, foreign key, unique, not null, check, and default constants. Okay, along with transactional mechanism that prevents unauthorized modifications or inconsistencies in relational databases. Okay, this is the final answer for this question. Now move on to the next question. So next what we have, can we add constants to a table that already have data in SQL Server? Explain. So the answer for this will be yes. In SQL Server, we can add constants to a table that already contains data. However, before applying constants, SQL Server checks whether existing data compiles with the new rule, and if any data violates the constant, the operation will fail unless unless modifications are made to confirm the constant. So basically, first of all, the data should be like the constant that we are going to apply, and what are the checks that SQL Server will do are like below. For example, adding a not null constant. So adding a not null constant requires that the column has no existing null values. Now the second point is adding a unique constant, so ensures that all existing values are distinct. Now the third point, adding a check constant, existing data must meet the defined conditions. Okay. Now the fourth point, adding a foreign key constant, so it ensures that a referenced value existing in the parent table. So reference value must be there in the foreign key parent table for the foreign key table. Okay. And the last point is adding a primary key constant, so requires unique values or no nulls in the column. Okay, that is clear. Now constants can be added using the alter table statement if needed. Data cleanup or updates may be required before adding a constant successfully. Okay, now this is it for constant. Now, then the move on to the next question. So if you need if you means if you didn't understand any point here, then let us know in the comment, or first of all go and check the constants video that we have loaded on our channel, because that will contain all the details on constant and that will make your doubts clear, I guess. And if not possible, then let us know in the comment, we will try to resolve that. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have, the ninth question. So how many primary keys can exist on a table in SQL Server and why? So the answer for this is, in SQL Server only one primary key can exist per table. This is because a primary key is a unique identifier of each row, ensuring that no duplicate or null values are allowed in the designated columns. Okay. So however, a primary key can consist of multiple columns called a composite primary key, meaning the uniqueness is enforced across a combination of values. So basically, in composite primary key, you are taking multiple columns for considering them as a primary key, but the primary key is single only, not multiple primary key you are creating. You are considering multiple columns for making the that particular combination as unique for creating the primary key. Okay, so single primary key is only allowed in a table in SQL Server. Now the last question. So what is the foreign key in SQL Server? And this is a very important question and many people make mistake in this particular question. So the answer for this is, a foreign key in SQL Server is a column or a set of columns in one table that establishes a relationship with the primary key of another table. It ensures referential integrity, ensuring that values in the foreign key column must match existing values in the reference table. Okay. Now, foreign keys prevent invalid references, helping maintain consistency in relational databases. Okay, so that is in it in this particular set. And thank you for watching. Do like, share, and subscribe. Many more videos are on the way. Actually, we have missed a few days videos, but now we will load the videos again for this particular set, and once this particular set is completed, then we will move on to the next set. Okay, and for data and the table scripts, you can refer to our Telegram channel. You can join through here from this scan code, or you can find the link on our video description and also on our channel description. And as we have mentioned in our previous videos also, we are planning for a master series on SQL Server that will contain each and every part of SQL from zero to advanced level, and that will cover every concept for data modeling, you can say, for relational database, you can say, data integrity, you can say, everything it will cover. Okay, so once we reach the milestone of 500 subscriber, we are going to launch that particular series, so that more and more people will benefit from that particular series. And thank you for watching, keep supporting, thank you.